What's up, guys? How you doing today? What's up, Eli? How you doing, man?
What's up, my brother?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling. How you doing?
None. Loving my Kobe jersey. Throwback. Blessed.
Yeah, I
How
see
you
your
doing?
Kobe jerseys. You gotta stop blessing every show. Like, come on now.
I can't help it, man. Shit. Without God, I wouldn't be here. Without you, wouldn't be here. So I bless y'all. I'm thankful for y'all.
All right,
And
well, there
whoever
you go,
watch.
man. Y'all are gonna get blessings every day, is what he's trying to say. So get used to the blessings, get used to all that. Be sure you guys tune into every single podcast. We are live to you on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Podcast Index, and Amazon Music. Be sure you can check us there. Every new episode comes out Tuesday, 5 in the morning. Tuesday, 5 in the morning. So be sure you guys download it every Tuesday. If you want to watch every single episode that we do publish, be sure you watch it on YouTube because we only get 2 hours a month that we can post on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and everything like that. So if you want to see every single podcast and everything like that, be sure you guys check it out. Check us out on YouTube. TNE's Hot Takes Podcast. That simple, that easy. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the topics. So for our topics today, we got ESPN top 10 players. We got NBA basketball media day. We got Udoka suspension. We got Bulls get Crowder. And then we got our hot take at the end of the show. So be sure you guys stay tuned for that hot take. You already know it's going to be a nice hot take. There's a reason why we call it a hot take, huh, Eli?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into these news. I want to talk about these ESPN top 10 players, man. Oh, we going to start doing that? Whenever you go jump in the news, we just going to go. All right, man. ESPN released their NBA player ranking list, and I could tell you just from the looks of this list, there's going to be a lot for debate.
Yeah.
For rank number 10, we have Devin Booker. Ninth, we got Ja Morant. Eighth, we got Kevin Durant. Seventh, we got Jayson Tatum. Sixth, LeBron James. Fifth, Steph Curry. Fourth, Joel Embiid. Third, Luka Doncic. Second, Nikola Jokic. And first ranked in the NBA is Giannis Antetokounmpo. So LeBron doesn't have his crown anymore. I don't think he's had that crown for the last 2 years. Man, so these top 10 lists it's kind of crazy to me, honestly. You know, we got some players up there who honestly didn't think that would be up there. Like, I know I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate for this, but like Devin Booker is one of them. Like for him to make the top 10, I was like a little shook, honestly. And for people to think that I don't know, I can see that. Maybe I can see Devin Booker being better than Ja Morant, but also at the same time, I can't because like Ja Morant's just like, he's already just so good, dude. Just so fucking good. But my biggest one on it is Jayson Tatum over Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant only got ranked 8th out of the top 10 in the NBA. So we're talking there's 7 other people above Kevin Durant in the NBA today, according to these people. And one of them is Jayson Tatum. Do you think Jayson Tatum is honestly better than Kevin Durant? Like, do them sweeping the Nets really give Jayson Tatum that big of an advantage? They're like, we can legitimately say he's better than KD right now.
Man, he gave Kevin Durant the flux. Right now, you gotta give him the edge. You gotta give him
the edge.
You got to. He like what he did last year in the playoffs. Like he damn near Kevin Durant. Shit, if you want to get like almost in a sense.
Yeah, I mean he did good all the way up to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, that's whenever that Miami Heat defense was just too good and too much of a pressure. But honestly, for me, Jayson Tatum over Kevin Durant, I can understand it because of what happened last year. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, they got swept by the Celtics. Very embarrassing. The only team to get swept, by the way, last year, the only team. And you would not think it would be the Nets. You could have said so many teams. You could have literally said, I don't do this to be mean or anything, but your Bulls faces the Bucks. You could have said that would have been a sweep, but they didn't even sweep when the Bulls got a game. But the Nets didn't even get a game versus the Celtics. That just puts the Nets to shams, man. Like this Nets team next year has to do something. They have to do something quick or else, man, this league is going to light them on fire next year, dude. Kyrie Irving, one of the greatest point guards ever to handle the ball, and even a great scorer. I'm not saying he's like the greatest point guard ever or anything, but you can legit put him in the top 15 already. You know what I mean? Like all the time.
Yeah.
Like you want to be fair about it. Damn near right around there, top 15 at least.
Yeah.
And for you to have this type of player with you and Kevin Durant, who is arguably a top 5 player all time, like some people say this dude's better than Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Like, how in the world do you not get one game if you have a top 5 player all time ever on your team and you have a top 15 point guard all time on your team? How do you not win at least one game?
Yeah, well, at least one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're so offensively talented. Like, everyone was talking about how great they were going to be. His scoring was going to be insane. Like, stuff in this. Like, this was like some Warriors talk whenever it came to offense. You know what I mean? Like, with the Warriors with KD on it.
Mm-hmm.
They were making it sound like the offense was going to be just as good as that or even better because of how good Kyrie and KD are.
Yeah.
I mean, but Kyrie, he had a great season last year. You actually can't take that from him. Like, he had a really good season last year. It was one of his best seasons he's had. Yeah. And even with that, they just didn't show up in the playoffs. They got absolutely embarrassed in the playoffs and got kicked out 0-4 in the first round. Jayson Tatum with a bunch of young bucks. These are young veterans. I'm not going to say they're just like some old head veterans. Like, we know KD is a veteran. You know what I mean? But still, we look at him. He's still out there killing and stuff like that. So it's not like he's in that straight up veteran role where he just sits there and he gives out knowledge and he barely plays. You know what I mean? He of course, he's a veteran. He's going to know this. But how do you take two veterans like Kyrie and Kevin Durant and just not get a dub, bro? Like that just does not make any sense to me at all, man.
There was no continuity there. And then you got this young buck, Jayson Tatum, hitting shots over Giannis and Kevin Durant like they're 6'5", like 6'5". You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, how can you we have talked about this? How can you guard like Kevin Durant when he shoots it over you like that?
You're not lying. Like, you can put your hand up, but you're just giving him a high five at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, he gonna flick his wrist. It's gonna be a straight high five, straight to you, buddy. Like, you ain't touching the ball.
Was shooting with ease over Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant wasn't shooting with ease, shooting over Jayson Tatum.
I know. I did see that. I mean, I don't know. Like, it all blows my mind, honestly, with these rankings to see Jayson Tatum over Durant, because, like, honestly, in whose world would you ever even try to say that? Like, especially right now. But I think right now is also the only time that you ever could say it because of what did happen last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but shit.
It just really blows my mind, man.
When Kevin Durant leave, he is the next generation Kevin Durant, if you get my drift.
I could definitely understand that. Jayson Tatum, he definitely, forget Brandon Ingram. I'm sorry, but like Jayson Tatum, like Brandon Ingram, he is really starting to actually like show off and like do really good for his team and everything like that. He's developed amazing since leaving the Lakers, but just Jayson Tatum, boy, that dude's scary, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go and move on to this next topic. We stuck on that one for a little too long. Let's talk about NBA Basketball Media Day. It's media today, September 26th for the NBA, and we aren't known enough to go there yet, sadly. Hopefully one day we make it there. Though, Eli. We'll be able to go there, ask some stars what's going on. You know, we'll have our little press badge on and shit like that. That'd be pretty cool. But other than that, all the stars are going to be there. Giannis, Jimmy, Steph, KD, LeBron, plenty of other NBA stars as well. But I want to know, if you were there right now, who would you want to ask a question, and what question would you ask if you could?
Let me see. It gotta be. I will throw Steph in there, but he's my favorite player, so I just be fanned out. You know, I love Jimmy Butler, so I'm gonna have to go with Jimmy Butler, your boy.
I mean, there's multiple people. Think of any star, like if any star. I'm not talking about just out of them.
So, I'll be all through that. So first, Jimmy Butler, because I'm gonna have to. I see him with them dreads, you know. So once I see Jimmy with them dreads,
You're gonna ask about his dreads.
I got to ask about them dreads.
You're gonna ask him if they're gonna be a full year thing or they're just gonna be a before the season thing.
Yes, I want to touch them. I want to smell them. I need to see everything. You feel me?
You said I want to touch them. I want to smell them.
You feel me? I just want to ask. I just want to see. I know it's something new. It's something new. He trained. He had the nappy hair braids for what 3 his whole season, career, right? Except
Dude,
rookie,
don't ask me. I don't get that. Don't pay that much attention whenever it comes to games. Like I can't remember a fucking hairdo from years ago. The only one I remember is Curry's. No hair.
Oh my god. So yeah.
And man.
He probably take this as some controversy question. But I asked him when are you have you been working on your 3? What more do you have to work on?
What more do you have to work on?
Yeah. I feel like to get your 3, we know what you do. We know you need an inside art killer.
Yeah.
But can you get a 3? So me and my brother right here can stop debating on if
you're not fucking lying, dude. This dude, he is a star. He's a superstar out the max, and Eli just doesn't agree, which is ridiculous. This is why he shouldn't go back to Chicago, because like I say, Chicago fans don't appreciate you, Jimmy. All right, love you, Jimmy. Now let me answer. Nah, forget you. We don't love you, bro.
No, you got the floor. You got the floor.
Man, I'm taking the floor and the ceiling tonight. I don't care what you're talking about.
You go high.
So if I was gonna go there, I would it would come down to KD or Kyrie. Well, actually, no. It'd probably come down to KD. Actually, no, it'd come down to Kyrie or Luka. I probably would ask Kyrie though. I would walk up to Kyrie. Huh?
You sure you want to approach Kyrie with that aura?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up. All right, so Kyrie, on this nice round earth, we saw last year you get swept by your old team, the Boston Celtics. Now, if I'm right, you went to the Boston Celtics because you wanted to be the man on a team, is what you was telling the Cavaliers and everything like that back in the day. You want to be the guy. You want to be, whenever it's getting late in the quarter, you want to be the man with the ball in your hands. So what happened? You were doing good in Celtics. You even said in the offseason that year that you were going to come back out of nowhere. Boom, Nets. Knicks. You're talking about playing with KD. You're talking about all this. What happened to going somewhere where you could be that guy? Was being that guy too much for you? Are you not capable of being the best player on a team and winning a championship? Do you have what it takes to actually make your teammates better?
And this what you're gonna ask Kyrie?
That's what I would want to ask Kyrie, bro. He would just be sitting there like, fuck this nigga, get him out of here. Fuck this dude, get him out of here. Get him up out of here.
That'd be good, man. I would have to be there.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna let up. Then I would either ask him that or I'd ask Luka. So Luka, you are a great talent, like literally amazing talent. You're insane. We haven't seen a player like you come out of the draft, especially with the different type of athleticism he has. It's not like he's athletic, but he has a different type of athleticism. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he can't jump crazy or anything like that, but he's still athletic at the same time because you got to be athletic to play in the Days League. If you're not athletic, you're not going to make it. But literally, what else are you and the Mavericks going to need for you guys to win a championship? You guys have tried. You have made it almost there. You have carried this team, beat a team that you shouldn't even beat time and time. You've even came up against the Clippers where you guys went 4-2 or something like that. And I was like, there ain't no way you guys even went 4-2. Like, Luka, you was going off all series. You do your thing, game in and game out. What does it take for y'all to win a championship? And you know what I hope his answer is?
What?
Because you want to know what I honestly think it could be?
What?
His defense. Now, let me explain. Mm-hmm. He gets killed every game, especially in the playoffs, on defense. They will make him guard guard the guy with the ball. They want him to be the guy that has to guard the ball because he is that easy to score on. If he is not that easy to score on, that means it's harder for them to get buckets. That means it makes it easier for you to try to win this game, right? I legitimately believe if this dude could slow down some people, especially off all these picks and switches that they try to get on them and not just let someone run right past them, I honestly believe that they could go out and win this championship. But since you could literally give anyone the ball almost and say, hey, go score on Luka, they can get past this dude because he's not quick vertically. He has a quick first step, but he's not quick vertically. So that's why I'm just like, I'm really, really big right now on him getting defense. If he gets defense, that changes that Mavs team completely. I don't care what anyone says. Watch how different that team would have to play, because then who are you legitimately going to attack for a free bucket like you can Luka on that team? Name me one person that is as easy as Luka to score on that team.
Okay.
Like, dude, I was watching last year. They would just Luka.
Is this just last year you saw him bad on defense?
No, bro. This is him. This has been him. I'm saying he's not a good defender. He's not an okay defender. Like, he's legitimately just a bad defender. Like, this dude gets scored on. If they want to score on him, 80% of the time they're going to score on him just by literally running right past him, because they can run right past him.
I'm going to keep a close eye on him this season. I'm going to keep a close eye on him this season.
Pay attention in the playoffs. The regular season's a lot different from the playoffs. Playoffs, all they do is attack that dude. I'm telling you, attack. And that also makes fatigue on him. So he can't do everything he can do offensively and stuff like that. That's what I'm telling you. If he just gets some defense to where he's not the worst defensive player on that team to where someone else is, it'll make his day a lot easier, and it'll make that team's day a lot easier. Because then guess what? Luka can actually stop someone. So you can actually have a little bit of faith in that dude to stop someone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't even want to see him stop someone. I just want to see him like have a problem at least, or like some type of bump in the road to score. Not just like, hey, go touch my bucket, man. I got you. Like, that's basically what it is right now. At least to me, from what my point of view is, because like, dude just gets killed, bro. Like, literally killed on defense. All right.
Yeah, I feel you.
Do you have anything else you want to add to the media day, or anything about with Luka or anything? Because I keep forgetting I'm talking about these topics a little too long.
As far as Luka go, I'm done with media day. We moved on from that. But as far as Luka go, I feel like he just need another ball handler to take the pressure off of him. And like you said, he won't be as fatigued. And maybe he can guard somebody, because that man do a lot. He's doing a lot for Dallas.
Yeah. The only reason why I don't agree with that is because with Luka, how good of a ball handler he is and how good of a passer he is, honestly, I think with the people they have around him right now that help him do the ball. Well, actually, no, Jalen Brunson went away. So you are actually correct. Jalen Brunson went away. That was also a ball handler and a scorer that they had. If Tim Hardaway Jr. could somehow step into that role a little bit better and play like he did for the Knicks back then, that would be a player they could desperately need, and that could really change this team. You know what I mean? But still, I stand on my point. Luka has to have defense. If he wants to win this championship, he wants to win it all. They can't have an easy 2 or 3 points on the floor like almost every single time down the floor. There has to be a competition for them to get a bucket.
Yep.
And as soon as it's a competition for them to get a bucket, I think they could do it. Honestly, they get someone like Rudy Gobert, or they get someone that can anchor the defense, that like literally can carry a defense long, then I think they have a legitimate chance. Like Bam Adebayo, he carries that defensive team. You know what I mean? The Grizzlies with Jaren Jackson Jr. They don't like rely on him very heavily. I know they're all pretty good defensively over there in Memphis, but he could anchor a team and make your defense go from top 15 to like top 5. You know what I mean? Just by adding one person to your team. That's what they need. They need someone that can anchor the floor, to come down there, just be a bully defensively, like Draymond Green as well. Also, you know what I mean? People like that. They really need someone who can just change the floor for them defensively. Robert Williams III. Like, there's literally tons of players you can mention that just make your defense literally just jump up so much better whenever they're on the court.
Don't sleep on Dallas. Mark Cuban gets the job done.
Hey, Mark Cuban does get the job done. I mean, shit, I thought it was a great idea whenever they brought Tingus Pingus in.
Pingus?
Yeah, I call him Tingus Pingus.
Tingus Pingus.
They brought Tingus Pingus in. I did not think that was My fault. I thought that was a good idea. I did not expect Tingus Pingus to play like that, though. I thought he was going to be a lot better than what he was.
But it just made more space. When they traded him, it just freed up the court for Luka to kill.
It did, but I don't think the Mavs used him as they should, because he went to the Wizards and he started looking a lot better playing for the Wizards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He could have used him all type of ways.
I don't know. Maybe he had a lot of pressure on him. You never know. Like, things don't always look as they do on screen. Like, yeah, we may have seen him setting picks for Luka and everything, but maybe there was a lot more going on. You never know. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get on to this third topic. We got Udoka suspension.
Udoka.
Did I talk about this already?
Nope. That's my boy.
All right. The Boston Celtics suspended their head coach for the next year for an improper relationship with a colleague. But with vague details and literal reports, it's hard to know what actually happened. All the speculation and news, was enough for them to suspend Udoka's. How do you say his name? Udoka. Yeah. To suspend Udoka. But what does this do to the Celtics' young, talented core? Will they have to find themselves again like they did last season? Or are they just too good and it won't affect the team? I don't know if you remember last season, but they didn't start off good. Like, they were going through a struggle, you know, and they had to find themselves as a team. And then they found themselves as a team. They started doing amazing. They ended the season. Like, after All-Star break, the end of the season with the best defense in the league and shit like that. Like, they were doing great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I just want to know. They had Brad Stevens.
Yep.
He went away as a coach. He went higher up in the staff, whatever you want to call it, in the management office. In the front office. There we go. He went higher up to front office. They put Udoka as a head coach. Now, after a year of being with that team, after developing chemistry, figuring out how your players play and like actually getting a feel for them, like, it's different from being on the same team as people than starting to tell these people what to do. Because like, you can see, but then you can know. So he had to learn all this stuff, and now all the stuff he knows is just gonna have to sit for a full year until he can really use it again. The Celtics are still young. How big of an impact is this on them? Like, Jayson Tatum, he didn't have a good series in his very last series versus Miami Heat. He did for the rest of the playoffs. And like I said, their regular season last year, like it was scary. We didn't know what the Celtics was going to be. We didn't expect the Celtics with what we saw to end up being all the way to the fucking finals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, I didn't expect them to make it to the finals after seeing them play in the first half of the season. Like, they got to bring in a new coach. They have to rebuild chemistry. Teammates are going to have to get on the same page. Like, this could have shaken up some players. You never know.
Yeah.
What does this do to the Celtics?
Of course, it brought a little to a lot of controversy towards them. To answer your question, I don't think it's gonna affect them. You feel me? I think they know the blueprint. The blueprint is there. They know what they got to do. Of course, the controversy, you know, they may get tired of getting asked of it, but I don't think it's gonna affect them too much.
You don't think it's gonna affect them?
No. And then to cue on another subject, but dealing with the same subject about the Udoka situation. Why the hell did he get suspended? And I know who she is. The anonymous female just vanished. Nothing happened.
She just vanished. Literally just like this just said. Okay. You want me to give you the biggest reason? And if there's any girls listening to this, they're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Equality is not real. We are looked as predators. We are looked as terrible people right off the bat. We could walk the wrong way, and we are wrong. Literally, we could walk the wrong way, and we are wrong. Think about that.
Yeah, you right. Or run the wrong way. Yeah, you right, man.
I'm just like this here. If you really think about that and you just think about it just for a little bit, you walk the wrong way, you're wrong. And that's just something kind of crazy to think about at the same time because they want equality, right? Why
Yeah.
isn't this woman getting suspended? Why isn't she getting her name blasted out there?
Yeah.
Okay. Udoka's a head coach, but this is still a person as well. Just because he has a little bit of fame as a head coach doesn't mean you put his business all out there. Then you just leave the woman who's unknown, like, oh, we're just going to erase her name from this piece of paper, act like we never saw it.
Yeah. They both was married. And it's just,
like,
it's crazy.
You want equality? Starts from the ground up. But with something like this, I think it's going to have to start from the top down because this is such a big thing for people that if people aren't showing that, like, hey, it is supposed to go like this or it can go like this, then it's not going to start falling like dominoes until someone up here starts it. Because who's going to start at the bottom? If you're at the bottom, then you're at your worst, right? You're not thinking right. Like you're not going to want to do anything to change. So who's going to actually change equality from the bottom? No one. No one is. We're at the bottom. Like no one's going to know that we're even trying to do it if we are. But if someone from the top tried doing it, someone with a big name, someone like this, who actually had some power, like say Mr. Beast some shit did, you know what I mean? He actually started talking about equality, trying to actually push like legitimate equality out there. Well, guess what? This woman would be suspended for all activities from this place for a year.
Yeah, she should be.
Her name would be on the news just as head coach. Now, her name wouldn't be out there as much because, like we said, he is the head coach. He's going to get the more money. He's going to get the more news from this, right? But the woman can too. But they just don't want to do that because equality, man. Like I said, it's not real. People who want to have it, by the way, don't want to have it at the same time. Because I guarantee if you find a guy that says, yeah, I want to have equality, you can walk up and find something that they don't want to have the same about. Oh, so you won't care if a girl goes over there and fix a car better than you? No, man, I ain't going to feel too good about that, bro. Then you stick to... No, like it's the other way around for girls. You know what I mean? They say they want equality and stuff like that. Okay, so you want a man to be looked at as you? Oh no, they don't want us to be near their power level. Like I don't say this to be mean. I'm saying this just to be completely real. Girls have so much power with voice, body, mind, everything, dude. Like us, legit. Sometimes all we have is either our mind or our physical looks. Like we hardly ever have both. But they use both so freaking good, dude, and they manipulate people so well. That's why people like this and you making this quote or you making you talking about that just was perfect because, dude, the girl got put under the radar. No, we don't even know who this girl is. You do. You found out somehow. But to everyone else, it's an anonymous woman, married woman. Man is also married. But who are we talking about today on this podcast? Whose name came up on the news? Udoka's. Exactly. Equality is not real. If you want equality for real, like if you legitimately want equality, it'd probably have to start with laws, bro. Like laws would probably have to be made for equality. And the days laws get made for equality is the day that we really are starting to be a terrible country because we should all just look at each other as equals anyways. We shouldn't want to be better than anyone. Like we should want to see everyone succeed at the same time. I understand if someone did you wrong and you don't like them, but still.
It's like people rather be like somebody than to try to just succeed with their own doings.
If you envy someone, that's okay. Envy someone, that's fine. Don't be jealous of them, though. Envying is whenever you want something that someone has. It is okay to envy someone, but do not let it turn into jealousy. That's whenever it becomes unhealthy. That's whenever it can start having mental illness.
That too.
All that stuff. Fucking depression. There we go. Depression, shit like that. But let's get back on topic. We hit a whole 360 U-turn spiral on this. And we only got 10 minutes left too. So this is perfect. The Bulls get Crowder. The Phoenix Suns have came to an agreement to keep Jay Crowder out of training camp as the Suns look to deal him. The Bulls need to go after Jay Crowder with a lot of determination to strike a deal. There's a lot of upside to him joining the Bulls. Like defensively, he plays hard mentally and physically. Crowder can definitely help out if Lonzo Ball or Alex Caruso misses extended time again like they did last season. And you could also start Jay Crowder at the 3 or the 4. He's came off the bench and has started for both of those roles, and he exceeds that. He's really good. Now, on the court is where it'd be the most special, though. Him playing along Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. How well would his shooting and floor spacing could help? And then on the other side of the floor, they could have a really good defender at the same time who could switch off the ball, do other things along that.
Good 3-and-D.
There you go. I think the Bulls would be insane to not try and land Jay Crowder. I honestly believe they add him and one other good piece, they could run away with the NBA championship. And that's not a hot take. That's not anything like that. That's me being legit. You get Jay Crowder, you get one more good player on that team. I don't see why they couldn't, especially if they all stayed healthy, dude. Like, the only thing that I see stopping them is their young players from being too young. Like, even, I know Zach LaVine's not young anymore, but he's just finally gotten his feet wet in this playoffs thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Zach LaVine could, hold back a little bit. DeMar DeRozan would need to show out. You would still need all your people to show up. You know what I mean? But I honestly think you get Jay Crowder and you get one other good piece. I'm not talking about someone insane that's like going to be, oh my God. Like, I'm not even talking, what's your guys' center called again? Vucevic?
Yeah, Vooch.
I'm not even talking about someone as good as him. Like, literally just another good role player. Another person that can get you 12 to 9 points a game that can help you with a couple of assists. You get that? I think you guys are golden, bro. Like, legit.
I like gold.
Yeah. What do you think, though? Do you think the Bulls should get Crowder? The Bulls is your team, and I saw it. It's in speculation out there.
I definitely think we should take our shot and try to get him. Yes, we can insert him instantly in the starting lineup. And if Patrick Williams is not all about the hype, because we're expecting a lot out of him this season. If he can't be where he be, shit, we could trade him and keep Crowder.
Yeah, you could have both. Because literally, y'all's projected starting lineup at 3 and the 4 is DeMar DeRozan and Patrick Williams. So he could come off the bench, and that would be no problem. Jay Crowder's had that role before. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or you could still have him come in the starting lineup. It really depends. Like, you could pick and choose and decide on who you're facing that day. Yep. As long as you get Patrick Williams and you get Jay Crowder into like that role of like, hey, sometimes you're starting, sometimes you're starting. It may just depend on who we need on the court that day. I feel like they could do it. I don't know. Patrick Williams still kind of young. Maybe take a little bit of time to get used to it, because like playing different roles is different in the NBA. Like, that's why Dwyane Wade, whenever he went to play for the Cavs, was just absolutely terrible. Do you know why? He did not have a role. Like, they legit didn't give him a role. He was just a space player out there. That means he went out there and just like whenever he happened to get the ball, he just kind of either kept going with the play or just like, who knows?
Freelance player.
That's what I'm saying. You got to think, this dude's an NBA star who's always used to taking buckets and like getting told like, yo, do this, do this, do this. And now he's just like, yo, you're just going to sit here. Stand right there. Like, that, I couldn't imagine, bro. Disrespectful.
Hey,
like, how could you not give? No, let me go back to the Crowder on the Bulls. I completely agree. Like I already told you, I think they should do it. I think they should really push for him. I don't think they need to give up anyone too big for him, though. Definitely not some Alex Caruso. Definitely not one of your key players that you have. Honestly, I'll try getting rid of Derrick Jones Jr.
Wow, that's my boy.
Hey, that's my boy too. I ain't gonna lie. He's lengthy. Can't shoot great.
Jump shot too.
He can shoot.
Yeah.
He can fly out the fucking roof. And he is really good defensively too. I don't know if you guys even know that because you guys barely play him right now. But Miami Heat, we had that dude. We chose this dude instead of Jimmy Butler to start defending some guys. Like, that's how good of a defender he was. And I'm just saying, like, I just think if y'all traded him, like, I just think that would work out for both sides.
Yeah, it definitely would work out for both sides.
Because then
the Phoenix, like they need it.
They need a younger player too that can run the floor with Devin Booker, McCall, Bridges, and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could run up and down that floor all day. All right. Going to get on into our hot take, man. You got anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to say before we get into our hot take and end this episode?
Let's jump into these hot cakes.
Hot takes. Okay.
Hey.
We've seen a lot of terrible teams. We've seen a lot of great teams. But we've seen also some just ridiculously like blow your mind, you're so bad teams. Like we've seen the 76ers for years be terrible. Years.
Trust the process.
We've seen the Nets sit there and have that terrible run. We've seen the Hornets, win like, what was it, 15 games? I don't remember. It was 15. Terrible, man. We've seen some terrible, terrible teams. But I want to know what team this season is going to have the worst season. And I'm not talking about out of West or East. I'm talking about out of the West and East. Who's going to have the worst? Yeah. So out of both conferences, who just has the lowest overall, man? Like, who sucks? I'll give you my pick if you want to hear mine first.
I'll go first. Let me go first.
Go ahead.
This could be OKC.
OKC. Okay. I disagree.
Oh.
That's a good answer. Don't get me wrong. That's a good answer.
Oh.
But those young talents, they are developing. They're getting better. And next year, there's no way with the young talents they have, there's no way that they end up being the bottom team in the league. There's no way. You want to know what team will be the bottom in the league, though?
Who?
The Houston Rockets.
Oh.
Christian Wood's gone. John Wall's gone. Dude, you have you have two young players, right? Who's the other player? I know they got Jalen Green, but who's that other young player?
Kevin Porter Jr.?
Yes, Kevin Porter Jr. You have two good players right there. And yes, I know you have Eric Gordon. I know you still have that Rockets lineup, but still, right now your focus is on developing these young players. So don't think that Eric Gordon's going to go out there and be the guy for this Rockets team. He's not. But definitely they develop those players the right way. I could see in the next 5-6 years, that could be a really great team, especially if they still have Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. Because Jalen Green is a really good promise. But they're definitely, I'm saying this with 80% positivity in me, as they're going to be in the worst seed. I don't see a team being better than them. And I don't know how a team could be. What other team would there be that could possibly be worse?
I got it.
What team?
We both was wrong.
Who?
Utah. You got to think about it. I was just thinking about it in my head. So it got to be Utah, though, right? It got to be. We both was wrong. You don't think so? So you think Utah?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at it. Okay, so they were 5th overall last year. They're not jumping down 10 ranks and being worse than the Rockets. They're not.
Who do they got? Colin Sexton. I kind of feel like we both was wrong now that I think about it.
All right, but you got to think. We got the Magic, the Pistons, the Wizards. I don't even think the Wizards would be a viable option, actually. Yeah, dude. I don't see the Jazz going lower than the Magic or the Pistons.
Is we talking, you said the worst season this season, right?
The worst season this season that's coming up.
I'm going Utah. You think Utah's going to win more games than Houston?
Houston only won 20 games last year.
Do you think Utah is going to even win 20 games?
My God.
For a projective, I think they're going to win about 10 to 15 games.
Who's on their roster, bro? Bro, they still got Jordan Clarkson and Mike Conley Jr. and Malik Beasley. Them three are winning more than 20 games.
Look up Utah Jazz roster. I don't know about that, T.
And you still got Rudy Gay and Colin Sexton, like you said. They got Talon Horton Tucker, Kelly Olynyk, Lauri Markkanen. No, this team is winning more than 20 games.